All right, we are live. We will get started at 7:30. Uh, Thanks for joining in with us tonight. Um, we'll get started here just a little bit. So,
Yeah.
who all is with us this evening? Go ahead and comment that you're here with us. Say hello.
Mm.
We'll say hello back.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. Thanks, True. Debatable. I know that they say Miata is always the answer, but debatable. Hello, Ego Z. How you doing? Good to see you. Let me grab the YouTube link so I can put it in the Instagram profile.
Did you post on the Southern
So I did
Colorado?
on the Southern, yes. Yep.
Okay, cool. Guess we're all set.
Getting close to 200 on YouTube. 192
nice.
subs. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Matt's running a little bit late. His obedience class went over by a few minutes. You'd think he'd learn a little obedience.
Tron wants to know if anyone picked up any mega goods or any goods from the mega sale at Adams. Steve was there.
I was there. I got some stuff. I died from exposure. I was there about 2 hours in line. I got there at 8:30. I thought I'll be early enough to not have maybe a small line, but I was outside of the gate of Adams about maybe 30 feet, 40 feet past the gate. The line wasn't long. It was just slow because they only let so many in. And it just took forever and it was cold. And I didn't bring a jacket or a coat, but it got some good stuff. I got a bucket, a bunch of the microfiber cloths, lots of detail stuff. I grabbed some cars. They had some leftover cars and coffee detail spray, so I grabbed some of that. What else did I get? I got like a little mini blaster. It's like an air cannon, but it's small. It's like a small little canister like this size, not very big.
Nice.
And what else did I get? Could run over there and show you, but Yeah, I think those are the main things. I think I might have got some ceramic boost. Didn't go too crazy, but it was worth my while. So it's like, okay, I'm here for an hour. I'm almost there. I'm not leaving the line now, so
Mhm.
my time is invested.
They should have gone down the line selling jackets.
They had a food truck there, and it was at the food truck was at the where you're almost going into the building. Like
Mhm.
everybody's waiting to get into the building. So nobody wanted to go to the food truck to get out of line, although nobody would care. But still, he was just in the wrong place. So he actually moved down the line a bit to where people didn't feel, I guess, as threatened of
Mm.
losing their spot or whatever. But
Which food truck is it?
it was Hispanic food, Mexican food truck. I was longing for a burrito, but I didn't get out of line either. So yeah, I don't remember the name of it. Okay, IG's profile should be good. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. All right, good.
Dan, I agree. The potholes are terrible.
Chung, did you make it to the Adams tent sale? Where did you have rain? The only thing that I saw up at Adams was from snowflakes, as I was dying from exposure. I mean, there was like, oh great, it's gonna snow on us now. Yeah, Alec, that's a good question. We have a whole laundry list of events for this weekend, so a lot of choice of what you want to do. Car shows are just amping up, so we love to see it, but then we got to pick and choose what we're going to do. Dan, we shouted you guys out last week or the week before. Did you watch that podcast? But Alec, I've been to both of those shows. They're both good. Mike Ward has probably more of the supercars, I would say, that show up, and Gateway, I would say, has more of the muscle. Wouldn't you say that as well, John? Have you been out to Gateways?
Yeah.
And Gateway is cool because you can go inside. You can their warehouse where they have all these cars are on consignment,
Right.
and a lot of those are muscle cars as well. Muscle cars and classics make up the majority of those cars. You might see some other stuff, but a lot of it is muscle.
Yeah, all different years. I think I've seen a hot rod or two.
Yep.
Trung, if I had to start a food truck, I'd want the Rivian Amazon Prime van. I don't know if that'll be available to the public in the near future, but It's only a matter of time before people in Boulder get their hands on the Amazon Rivian vans and start making campers or sleepers. They would be called sleepers. So a sleeper as in you pull up to a stoplight and blow the doors off of someone next to you, as well as you can sleep in the back.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Nice.
EV van problems.
Yeah.
Huh. Hey, Cal, how's it going? Good to see you join us tonight. All right, well, let's go and get started. And Matt will join us here just in a few, but we'll go and get running. So, John, if you'd like to kick it off, please do.
Sure. What's up, guys? You're listening to the Colorado Cars and Coffee podcast with me, John, Steve, Jordan, and soon Matt. Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at our upcoming events.
Okay, I will get started with the first one, guys, and then we'll just do round robin and work our way through them. So what I've got is April 24th, 8 to 10:30 a.m., FOCO Cars and Coffee. And that's at Faith Church, 3920 South Shields Street in Fort Collins. Is this the one? I don't know if you guys were following along some of the posts, but I shared out a post from the Cars and Coffee, and they're going to be checking insurance. Is this the same Cars and Coffee? Does that sound right?
I have not heard that.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll take a look.
Why would they need to check that?
I guess they took some lessons learned from the Loveland Cars and Coffee incident,
Great.
and they just want to make sure everybody has insurance.
Okay.
And there was a lot of stir on the group about that.
Maybe do a waiver
That
too.
requirement of showing your insurance. Let me see if I can dig it up. Yeah, Cars and Coffee, Fort Collins. I'll just read this real quick. Please have these two items ready. $1 or more donation for Realities for Children charity. And then 2, proof of vehicle insurance can be on your phone. If your vehicle is not insured, it must be trailered in. So there was a lot of comments on that requirement. It was surprising. If you have someone on our groups, you get a chance to check it out. But a lot of consternation about that requirement. So we'll see if that survives first contact with the car community or not. But I just thought it was interesting. All right. Next, guys.
All right. Next event we have going on April 24th is 9 a.m. to noon, the Mike Ward Supercar Saturday, which is at 1850 Lucent Court in Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
Yep. And then also April 24th, 9 to noon, same time, is Caffeine and Chrome. So nice classic cars there, Gateway Classic Cars, and that's in Inglewood, Colorado.
Yeah, and that's the event I plan to attend myself.
Yeah, John will be there.
Yeah.
And to mix it up, we have a birthday cruise by. So this is April 24th, also Saturday, starting at noon. This is an event by Cruising for Causes, Dave Lowry's new group. It's at Riley Light Regional Park, 1701 Crystal Valley Parkway, Castle Rock.
Cool.
And it's called Jackson's Castle Rock Birthday Cruise by.
Also on April 24th at 9 a.m., we got the Golden Corral 5th Annual Car and Bike Show, which is obviously at Golden Corral, 3677 South Santa Fe Drive in Inglewood.
Yeah, and then Saturday at 8 a.m., a bit earlier, is the Milliken Balloon Launch and Car Show. So I guess combining balloons with cars, it's kind of cool. It's a small local car show, no registration fees, but there will be a People's Choice Award. So check that out if you want to go out to Milliken.
I had to look up where Milliken was. I didn't quite know where that was. Also on April 24th, this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., there is Drive Electric Earth Day in Colorado Springs. It's at Boot Barn Hill, 13071 Bass Pro Drive in Colorado Springs. And I think that it's an all-electric event. They're showcasing their different cars. I believe this is owner-led. So these are owner-led cars, or owner cars are allowing you to go and check them out, talk to their owners about their experiences, learn what EV ownership is so fun and rewarding, and learn about the availability of public charging in the Pikes Peak region. So that's sounds pretty cool. Back to you, John.
Oh, he may be frozen.
Oh,
I'll go ahead. Yeah,
go ahead, John or Jordan. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake up, John. Wake up.
The Adams Free Barbecue Party and Car Meet. That's in Thornton, and that's from noon to 5 on the 24th. So that is just a full day of car events. Holy cow.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sure he'll come back. All right, so you had that was the barbecue?
Yeah.
Barbecue party? Okay, also on Saturday, April 24th, 4 p.m., we have ENE 21.3, and that's at Empire Lakewood Nissan, 14707 West Colfax Avenue in Lakewood, Colorado. So that's a Nissan-centric event there on Colfax.
Yep, and then April 24th evening, so 5 to 8 p.m., is the Cars at the Rock Cruise-In, and that's at the outlets at Castle Rock, one of my favorite places to shop with views. 5050 Factory Shops Boulevard, Castle Rock, Colorado.
Okay. Moving finally into Sunday events, April 25th, 7 a.m., there's the MRC ColorWorks Rally the Rado. That's at 201 South Wilcox Street, Castle Rock, Colorado. And that is the return leg or segment of or celebration for, hold on a second. Let me get that right. This might be the kickoff. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the kickoff event for the Rally the Rado. It's a one-day rally around the Colorado. They're driving over the Royal Gorge Bridge, checking out Car Artopia and more. And then there's an after party follow at ColorWorks. So this is like an all-day drive rally that Cruising for Causes by Dave Lowry and Chris Sarabakian are having. So that sounds really cool.
Yeah, and then last but not least, the Garage Yama JDM Drift Car Show. That's that Colorado Diecast down Parker Road. They will have food trucks, so that's pretty intriguing.
Okay. Welcome back, John. We lost you. You froze up there. You like this, and
Yeah.
we just lost you.
Yeah.
I was talking to you. You weren't responding. We didn't know what was going on. Like, is he sleeping or what? We didn't know. So
Yeah, it was weird. I could hear you, and then it was weird. It's just a new house, and I mean the internet's just spotty. The cell phone connection's spotty out here. So
wonderful.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out.
Well, we've worked our way through all the events. I'll announce the very last one, but the last one is May 1st. Finally, we have big news. Lafayette Cars and Coffee is back. So hosted by Adams Polishes. I'm like, yes, the big one is back. So first Saturday of the month, May 1st. I would recommend getting there early. Typically it starts 7, so get there at 7. If you get there at 8, you'll be out in the back 40 to find a parking spot. So get there early, and we'll just see how it turns out. I'm really excited about it. I've had people asking me about this event for months, and so it's good to have it finally return. So yeah, that's our end of the list of events for this coming up weekend. So
Well, Welcome, Matt. How's it going?
Thank you. Good.
I guess we'll just head on to the topics.
How was obedience training, Matt?
Oh, it was good. I'm getting much better.
What'd you learn tonight?
I learned how to heal.
Okay, let's see. What events do we have to talk about, or what topics do we have to talk about? Sorry, not events.
Yeah, the first topic we're talking about is Ford making separate showrooms for the Bronco.
I don't think this is a bad idea because that's like, I mean, this and the Mach-E are like their biggest press and visual, and everyone's talking about them items that Ford currently has. So it kind of makes sense. I mean, really, if they had like a dedicated showroom to the Mach-E and to the Bronco, that would cover all the bases. I mean, any person going in there would have something for them, whether they're off-roady or city slicker.
Is there a timeline on this?
I think it doesn't get lost in the lineup, I think is what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there a timeline on when they want to do this?
I don't think so. It was more of a confirmed, well, it like was a rumor and then Ford confirmed it.
That eventually they'll be doing it. Yeah, I think that fits kind of in line with they kind of want Bronco to be a sub-brand of Ford because they've already got the Sport and the full-size Bronco. I'm sure there's going to be more under that badge. And then especially as they get more packages in there.
The Sport sold over 23,000 units in the first quarter. I'm starting to see them everywhere.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think they're premature in kind of doing this separate showroom kind of thing? Or is it just they're just banking on the huge response to the Bronco to have this?
I think it depends on how much planning they've put into this, and if they are planning on rolling out some other Bronco models.
The little reading that I did on it was that Ford corporate is not doing this, but they're encouraging the dealers to go, and I guess maybe they're giving them some money to do it, but really it's on the individual dealer to kind of set this up, right?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
What it's saying is that the dealers who invested the cold hard cash into their Bronco showrooms would be allocated more Broncos to sell. So obviously more Broncos.
Okay, so maybe that's also some incentive for the dealers to set up this separate showroom.
Yeah, and I think they're also trying to copy Chrysler with Jeep, where they have a separate area and they're going to sell a whole bunch of accessories, from what I heard.
Complete with an outdoor fire pit. How about that?
That's a good point too, the aftermarket part of it, because I know they really want to push their aftermarket parts because obviously they're going hard after the Jeep Wrangler, which has enormous aftermarket support.
And they're going to have a huge list of aftermarket Ford accessories, right? They're planning on that.
I could see that making a bit of sense, having a small, it's more of a small Bronco dealership and a hub for buying aftermarket parts.
Yeah, they said, like, I don't remember what they said in the unveiling, but they already had a ton of aftermarket suppliers who already had all the schematics they needed. And even some like things you saw in the unveiling were already aftermarket parts, like the cool see-through McLaren Senna style door. That's an aftermarket door. That's not a Ford door, I don't think.
I thought that was a Ford door.
So interesting. Roof racks, anything you can imagine.
So we're seeing a lot of Bronco Sports hit the streets. When do we see the Bronco itself?
May. Deliveries start in May.
Okay, I was going to say June. I couldn't remember if it was May or June.
Okay.
I don't know. So if this is successful, can you see, are there any other car models or brands that you could see following suit on this?
The separate showroom kind of idea, or I don't know. That's kind of.
I think it's a good idea.
Think about it.
I did notice in the article they said that they tried that with a Hummer and that failed, I guess.
Yeah, the Hummer didn't have the
But yeah,
The
that didn't
market
have a chance.
Yeah. The Bronco is much more affordable.
Yeah.
Does,
More
does,
manual.
does Subaru have anything that'd be worthwhile to have a separate? The new BRZ, the 8.6, or
I mean, that's the
Impressive,
issue.
just Impreza dealerships.
Every Subaru is like similar enough. Like this,
Yeah,
this is kind of a
exactly.
standout car for Ford, so it's like
Mhm.
kind of deserves its own showroom versus.
but it's
some of the other
only
brands.
two models. It's this Bronco and
Mhm.
Bronco Sport. Is there enough there to have this separate showroom?
I guess time will tell.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
And
Guess so.
the
we'll
other
be
thing
making
is,
fun of it in 6 months.
the other thing that we'll have to kind of watch for, are they going to be like complete standalone dealerships, or are they going to be a separate building on the property of an existing Ford
I
dealership?
I can only imagine it's just a separate building on
Yeah.
the complex.
Yeah.
Because of all the infrastructure required, if you're going to have like
Right.
separate service bays and separate, that's a lot of money. So
Right.
I mean, if
I feel like
if
that'll be the
that,
more likely scenario.
like it might even be part of the building, like the
Just
Alfa
an
Romeo
extension.
dealer I used to go to service my Fiat. They had a separate area where they display the 4C, and
Mhm.
it was kind of in the same building, but it was like an obviously separate, like this is a showcase for the 4C.
Hmm.
So I don't know, they might do that, or maybe smaller
Well-
dealers who don't want to put in all the money for a new building. I don't know.
Yeah, the Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealership from my hometown had a separate wing where you could go to buy Jeep parts. So that's kind of what I feel like it'll be.
Mhm.
They'll just kind of be this separate wing or detached building.
it'll be interesting to see the first Bronco
Yeah,
location here in Denver.
I'm sure there'll be a few out here.
Will it be Big Mike Naughton, or who will it be? Phil. What's that Phil guy? What's his name? But yeah, we'll see who gets it.
Yeah, it'll be the big Ford dealerships doing what they can to secure more stock on Broncos.
Sure, if the Bronco is going to be heavily in demand, which we are already seeing that's going to be heavy in demand, there's a lot of incentive to have this separate showroom.
Right.
Especially here.
It just makes sense.
Well, next we're talking about Toyota's new electric car called the BZ4X, which means the BZ portion means Beyond Zero. What did you guys think about that?
Ambitious.
Yes.
They
Hold
want-
on, you're right. Is that Terry? Is that you typing?
They want like what? Yeah, 15 new battery electric vehicles by 2025, 70 new vehicles by 2025, which would be a mix of battery electric and hybrid and plug-in hybrid and alternate fuels. So
I can see
Toyota's
that
busy.
70 number seems pretty realistic considering how
All the
many.
markets.
Well, yeah, you've got worldwide markets, but how many of the Toyotas that we get are nearing their end of life? How long has this generation of 4Runner been out? I know some of their economy cars have been kind of stretched along on
Yeah.
their lifetime.
Yeah, this BZ4X to me it looks like a bigger, more luxurious Hyundai Kona.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
But
funny
I think
part-
Toyota's styling has been really good lately, so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried. I think these vehicles will be just fine. And I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's been long in the making. Like they were the first to really punch the hybrid into the domestic markets.
Mhm.
So it was kind of surprising to see them lag this far behind in the EV realm. But at the same time, they have the tech and they've proven themselves. So I don't have any doubts. I'm just more curious than anything.
Yeah, I think it kind of fits Toyota fashion in the sense that they would much rather release something robust than being the first to market. I think the Prius was just kind of a fluke in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think the funny part in that story near the tail end, they said that meanwhile, Toyota's top executives have been on the record calling the trend toward electric vehicles overhyped in part because of the emissions of the power plants that have to support them. I thought was kind of funny.
I think
It's
that's
almost like
interesting.
their arms being twisted.
Yeah, I mean the rest of the market is going that way, so I feel like their hand was forced on that one.
Yeah. I guess
forget
we'll
the
move
Prius
on.
came out. Prius came out in '97. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll talk about the Hyundai Santa Cruz, the almost kind of like truck, tiny truck.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it looks
I
really
feel like we're
good.
gonna see these all over out here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I was amazed by all the compartments. Like it has a trunk underneath the truck bed, which I thought was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Is
They
that
really
one of the Easter
maximize.
eggs it mentions?
Yeah,
And they have a Cybertruck like rollout bed cover.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's storage under the seats. That
Yeah.
storage bin under the seats. There's
storage everywhere.
Yeah, it's a very good use of space in this vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm intrigued because I mean Hyundai is proud that they are the only vehicle in this exact segment, and that's because the other vehicles in this segment died off. The Subaru
Mhm.
Baja, the Escalade, and the Avalanche. So it's the ones that are like not quite SUV, but not really a truck. It's kind of both, but also neither. So people like tend to either love or hate the Baja. So I'm wondering if the niche group that love it is big enough to support this. 'Cause it's kind of a weird, like it's either front wheel drive or all wheel drive, so no rear wheel drive like most trucks. Pretty rough towing capacity, although it's a decent like bed capacity payload.
The towing capacity it's only on the top of the line was like almost 5,000 pounds or right at 5,000 pounds, which is really good for that
Yeah,
small of a
it's good
vehicle.
enough for most people. So it's like if
Right.
you're not, yeah, it's like, and then there's people who buy an SUV who don't need an SUV, and there's people who buy a truck who don't need a truck, and this might fit some of those people better than whatever
Uh-huh.
the current vehicle is.
well, I mean, we can look towards the Honda Ridge line, which is kind of similar in that aspect.
hmm
Yeah, unibody.
Yeah,
This is a bit smaller than the Ridgeline, though. I could see this being popular around here in places like
yeah,
Denver and Boulder. People that want
sure.
to have the utility of a truck and be able to use it, get out a little
Yeah.
bit on the weekends, whatever. But
Yeah,
don't want to commit to a big
smaller. Quite a bit smaller than the Ridgeline, and that makes me think like
vehicle.
even if it doesn't do well over here, it'll do well elsewhere in the world who tend to like small trucks.
Australia.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I want to talk about the important thing. I want to talk about these GoPro fender mounts.
I was going to mention that. Interesting.
And it's funny they didn't call it some generic name, but they said GoPro. It's which is a brand versus
Yeah, just calling it a
specific-
camera mount.
yeah, exactly, right. Live action camera mount or lifestyle camera or something.
I noticed there was some detail on that kind of plastic around that fender. I think it's if you go like I don't know if it was the 8th or the 9th picture in there.
It's the 9th, yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like how Jeep has the
yeah,
little Jeep
that
on
was
their
interesting.
wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's ugly from a distance, though.
Tiny trucks on a tiny truck. Okay. All right.
Looking
So
at the
weird.
zoomed out one, like picture number 6, I hate those little tabs.
Yeah, they look goofy.
I just want to
These
pull
these
them
little
off.
tabs, those little tabs right there,
yeah. Sets
on
off
the
the body
arches, yeah.
line.
I don't understand.
it makes is that the GoPro mount?
Well, yeah, actually, that's probably where the
Must
GoPro
be
mount
it, yeah.
is,
Huh.
or where it will be.
It makes me think that they snap the fender flare in right there, so they snap it in. It's this loud clicking sound.
That's weird.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
it looks interesting. I was always a fan of the Baja. I my way back in the 80s, dating myself, but well, you guys know I'm old. My uncle had a Subaru Brat, and I loved jumping in the back of it. It had 2 jump seats in the back, and you had little handles you could hold on with, and just love riding in the back of the Subaru.
That's
Bra-
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super cool. And I still see more Bajas here in Boulder than I've ever seen before in my life. I didn't know this many still existed.
What was the production run on those? I guess what years in general for the Baja?
It's like
It wasn't very
06.
long, was it?
I
It
don't think
was
so.
around the 06 era.
Just for a few years.
It ran. Looks like 2003. Yeah, 2003 to 2006.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a 3-year run, 4-year run or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was sad to see
Looks
that
like
go.
they sold somewhere around 25,000, I think.
Not too many.
Uh,
This doesn't look bad though. It looks good.
Aside from
Yeah,
the
Hyundai's
foundation.
been killing it. with
I
the
know
design.
it's definitely, it seems like a niche vehicle that will be loved by a few and passed over by many. That's all I can. That's all I can
Exactly.
think of for something like this.
Yeah, but they're saying it'll be decent, like for the vast majority of people who do off roading, and by that I mean not actual off roading.
like trail driving, like
It could-
light trail driving.
yeah, it'll be great. Like Hyundai's, being pretty proud of their all-wheel drive system.
Mhm.
You can tell like the approach angle is pretty bad, but I don't think this is that kind of car that you'll be doing that with.
Mm-mm.
So these
Now-
are the bigger wheels you see on it. They also have a
Hmm.
smaller wheel with bigger like sidewall for better off-roading. So
So Hyundai is in the same family or agreement with Kia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think we will see a Kia
if we do, it'll be awesome.
Santa Cruz? Like a,
What is the Kia version? Is it the Sorento? Is that the same as the? This is based on the Tucson, right?
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either.
I think it's based on the Tucson. So yeah, it would probably be based on the. I think it's the.
Sorrento, or they also have the Nero. It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to release something like this on Kia. I think Kia's, I'm guessing, is aiming towards more luxury, kind of with the Stinger that kind of looks like an Audi. I think that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, I could see that the way that things are going with the new K5.
Yeah.
They're kind of marketing that to be a little bit more luxurious than Hyundai, but not quite Genesis level
Right.
luxury.
Yeah, I don't know how much this is going to cost, but I'd rather spend double and get a Rivian.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your huge interest in Rivian? They're coming out they're being produced this year, right?
June, right?
Yeah, deliveries start in
Okay.
June.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of RJ, the CEO, and I like the company as a whole. I'm very impressed with their transparency through like all the stuff they put out on YouTube. Like they're kind of on the level of Porsche as far as like putting out well produced videos of just what they're doing.
Hmm.
And I think
Did
that's
they
pretty
were
cool.
they an offshoot from Tesla? Are they they branch out from Tesla, or
No,
they come out of left field and
they came out of Midwest left field. They're they're in Normal, Illinois. That's their origin story, and that's about as normal as it gets. So I don't know. I'm a huge fan. And then seeing them in the long way up, serial number or VIN 1 and 2, driving from the tip of South America all the way up to LA.
Mm-hmm.
It was
how did that go? How was that experience for them? Did they
really good? I mean,
did it go?
Rivian,
Was it
was a-
successful?
yeah. It was a win-win because Rivian got a ton of publicity, but also a ton of data to like figure out how to develop these trucks even better, and they had someone go with them. So that's like we're really hoping to get a Rivian at some point. We'll see kind of how they come out. But the R1T starts out delivering in June. The R1S and the Amazon Prime van is coming out 6
Oh,
months.
that's right. They have the Amazon contract. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So
How did a company coming out of left field get a contract with Amazon Prime?
Amazon was a big investor at some point, and
Okay.
so was Ford. Ford invested what, 750 million or something.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
Ford was a big
I need
investor.
to do some research on Rivian because I
Yeah.
YouTube.
Wow.
YouTube.
A guy
will
that I
show
went
you-
to school with graduated a semester before me. I think he worked for them for about a year.
Mhm.
I should reach out to him and see if
see if he wants to come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if he
They
wants
look-
to.
They look incredible. Like I never had any interest in trucks whatsoever, and then I saw the first video Rivian put out when they unveiled it, and I was like, "Oh, now I'm a truck person. I want one."
They had
And
clean
did
lines.
that. They did that like 30-second video that went viral of them like doing the tank turn. Because
The
unlike
crab,
Tesla's,
the crab mode.
No, that's the Hummer. So unlike
Oh.
Tesla's, the Rivian, every single wheel is a different motor. And so the right wheels can go one way and the left wheels can go another way. So it'll literally do a tank turn in place.
Oh,
And-
one side goes forward and the other is in
Yeah.
reverse.
Okay.
So look that up on YouTube. Highly recommended. It's
I think I remember that viral video. I think.
Yeah.
Although I just call everything now the crab mode.
Crab.
Even though it's
He
wrong.
was so fascinated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, I'm curious about the Hummer's crab move too. I feel like it's more of a gimmick, but I will
Yeah.
Seems
We'll
like
see how
it.
much he used
I'll
it.
give it the benefit of the doubt, but
Yeah.
I don't until I see someone using it in traffic to get to the next lane over at a stoplight. I'm going to call it a gimmick.
If it helps me parallel park, I'm all for it.
Nice.
So Brent on our comments, he posted a link to Alpha Motors, and we've shared Alpha before. They've
I
have
love-
some great designs, and I hope their stuff comes to life.
Mhm.
But yeah, very very cool stuff.
They have a chance at replacing Rivian as my pinnacle EV.
I like their little car.
Yeah, they look so cool. The car.
Okay, I'll share the picture of their truck. And it looks tiny, but it's hard to judge scale. Let me share it. Stop talking.
I think
Of all the terrible retro modernism designs that we've gotten, I really like the stuff that Alpha has come up with.
Yeah,
Now, if they can just build it and sell them and get them out there instead of teasing us with all these designs.
Right.
that's the thing. So Rivian's like proven its realism.
Yeah, and
versus-
that's probably really difficult to get from
Like-
design to
yeah.
actually building and selling these things. That's a huge step, of course.
Based on photos, I would choose the Alpha, but based on
Me too.
like reality, I'll go with Rivian because we don't know anything about Alpha. I don't think. Like,
Yeah.
Have they said anything about range or anything?
I don't
This
think
this
so.
looks
They're-
like a tiny truck. I get the sense of scale. It
like
just seems
old
really
Ford
small.
Ranger small.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah, I like tiny. There's like a '70s Datsun truck in my
Mhm.
neighborhood.
I'm
It's
thinking
tiny.
that old Datsun
I
truck
almost
as
bought one
well.
of those.
Yeah,
That's
That's what
the
this looks
vibe I
like.
get.
I love it. This is so Colorado.
I know it's like
Yeah, it is.
don't tease us. You gotta build and release these things.
Yeah.
All right. Good discussion, guys.
Yeah.
What's next, John?
Well, our last topic is about the Lincoln Zephyr, which isn't coming to USA. It's coming to China because apparently USA only wants SUVs and trucks, I guess.
We don't get anything good.
It's what the Continental should have looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Zephyr looks incredible.
Yeah.
Was there? I can't remember. I skimmed this article. Was there mention of it being electric? Possibly.
It's either going to be a hybrid or electric, but they haven't
Okay, that's what I
actually
thought.
announced that.
Yeah.
I think
And
it's,
this is only for China, right?
This is a
Yeah.
China only. Yeah, China is getting real big into the American luxury vehicles and our minivans. We still produce several minivans over in China that we don't produce anywhere in the world. And they call them luxury minivans. I think Buick makes one. Very strange. I'll pull that up on a different podcast. We can do a deep dive into that one.
this gives me like subtle Stinger vibes. But I just think it looks fantastic, and I'm just sad we don't get it. But at the same time, we lost the Fiesta ST. We're just losing everything good
Yeah.
to the the SUV over.
We've lost out on a lot of good Ford vehicles over the years.
Yeah.
Well, they said they were not going to build any more cars. They were going to just go straight to
Trucks and
SUVs,
SUVs.
make the
Well,
Mustang
they-
into an SUV, and call it a day. I mean,
Well, we can't have nice things.
but yeah, this Zephyr looks actually pretty cool. I mean,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, just imagine that with a rear-wheel drive with a Coyote engine in it.
We can Americanize it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just give
oh
me-
yeah. Be a fun sedan.
you're starting to sound like Chrysler now. Dodge.
Okay, I'm not saying big
Hellcat
old
everything.
supercharged Voodoo engine. I just said a 5.0, 450 horsepower. Be good to go.
How long?
What do you
how
think?
long
What do you think of that electronic dash there?
That's beautiful.
It's
I don't
beautiful.
like the. I mean, I'm just speaking in general here. I don't typically like those dashes, but that one's pretty clean. I do like that the center console area is minimalist.
I know the latest, the Mercedes. Kyle just reviewed recently and showed us a little bit about had that electronic dash, that
Mm-hmm.
huge smart dash,
Yeah.
like across the
Mercedes,
whole
Mercedes looks better.
whole
I think.
dashboard was that way.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the. What's the Honda? Is the Honda E? Is that their new little electric
Yeah, they're
car?
little. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
That
Where
word
it doesn't have the mirrors, it has the cameras built in on the sides instead of
Is
mirrors.
it Honda City or something? Or
It's based on the Honda City, yeah.
okay, yeah.
We're probably not getting that either.
No,
I mean, you could just set it on Netflix and get caught up on your latest series. I mean,
yeah, it's going to come with autopilot.
well, I hope
That's what
so.
I was-
I'm
Yeah.
busy watching it. Season 4 of Ozark. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys all see that? The new Mercedes? You should pull up a picture of that.
What's the name of it? And I'll look it up.
It's like
It was
EQS or something.
Yeah, EQ US, I believe. I think that one's.
EQS.
I think that has the longest range now, if I recall.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really remarkable all the things they did with this, and it looks subtle. I mean, it still looks like a Mercedes, but it doesn't look like super crazy electric
Looks like a Prius at
concept.
that angle.
I just my first look at it. It looks like a Tesla.
I want to say old Civic Si kind of
The-
design.
The
Yeah,
inside,
like a 2008-ish.
That's just it ain't doing it for me, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not-
the inside is what really sets it apart, and the tech. I mean,
You're sure
Yeah,
if you're
range.
driving it, you don't see the outside. You've got a point, Jordan. That's true. I mean, they hated the designers hated the design of this so badly that they've made it two-tone. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, I don't like.
They
They could have made a better body
gave
line.
up.
to-
They gave
yeah.
up. Okay, guys, we're going to paint the top black and then the bottom silver, and
They're
then
like, yeah,
ship it. Somebody
like, you
will.
know-
somebody
you know how
might buy it.
you know,
Somebody
how people
will.
do in Black
They'll
Roofs?
sit in it. The dash. They'll fall in love with the infotainment center, and we'll sell them that way.
Yeah, they're like, you know how people are doing black roofs and black A pillars and black B pillars? We're just doing all black. from
Look
the
at that
mid-up.
front. Look at
I
that
was gonna
front
say
fender.
The front
Look
fender
at
really
that.
cuts into the wheel. What the heck
Look
is
at
that?
that. Is this a Mercedes?
It is impressive. It's the most aerodynamic production car in the world. A 0.2
Really?
drag coefficient, which is
I'll grant them that. Sure.
that's
But
impressive.
The design
usually-
is just.
Usually, good numbers like that mean ugly design, so that's a bummer.
Yep.
The
Bam.
interior, though,
Nailed
is
it.
what sets it apart, and the tech. I mean, you can sit if your passenger in the rear right seat says a command to the infotainment, like saying, I'm cold, it'll turn up the temperature in the rear right area because it knows who's talking,
Well,
and
Jeez.
it'll know you got in the car because it knows what you approximately weigh and how you want your settings. It's yeah.
That's what I go to look for when I go buy a car. Is if the passenger's sitting in the right rear, and if he can just talk to the front and change the temperature for him. That's typically what helps me buy a
And
car.
what's really interesting, so every single seat has a screen And then the rear middle seat has no screen in front of it because the front seats are captain seats. But inside the rear center console is a tablet preset to be a screen. And it's funny because it's like a Samsung tablet from 10 years ago.
So I have
I'm
a
sold.
question
I'm
for
sold.
I have a question for Mercedes here. If I go out for a heavy dinner and I sit down in the driver's seat, is my car going to think it's getting stolen?
No, the pneumatics in the seat cushion kind of just push you up just a little bit because because you're a little bit heavier. So now it's self leveling the chair.
Yeah.
It's like the car. It's just the seat's self leveling. It's just based on your size and size changes and stuff. Yeah.
But the range is impressive. It's like over 400 miles, I think. And then, what was even more impressive was 200.
That's impressive.
It'll charge 200 miles in like 20 minutes or something like that, which is
there we go.
wild.
There's the money shot right there.
I love the vents. The vents are very airline engine vibes.
They look like a turbine, like a turbo or a jet engine. Yeah.
Right. You expect them to spin or something.
But is that piano black on the steering wheel? Good grief.
I thought piano black would go away eventually,
It's coming back.
as just a design choice that just kind of would go away. It's a fingerprint collector.
It looks good on concept cars that don't get touched. That is
sure, you're right. If you don't touch it, you wear your gloves. Make sure you wear your gloves.
You can afford this. You can afford someone to follow you around and sit in the rear right seat and clean after every time you use the car.
There you go.
So
I noticed there's no shift dial or anything, so I wonder if it's just all in the touchscreen to set it and drive.
Or it'll be like what Elon
reverse.
says with the new Model S. It'll just know what direction you want to go. Don't worry. Because the new Model S has no drive or reverse selector.
Really?
Yeah.
Or the passenger in the right rear can just say drive, park.
Reverse.
So, yeah, that's what everyone's pointing out because the new Model S has, 500 something miles of range and a yoke steering wheel. And people notice the blinker and selector stalks are gone. And Elon's like, oh, yeah, it'll know which way you want to go. Don't worry.
What?
Wow. Do we know what the cost is going to be on this Mercedes-Benz?
Educated guess is a lot.
The specific.
Somewhere between a lot and a lot.
Okay.
That stupid, I can't unsee it, Steve. That front right and left quarter panel where they meet.
This?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Why?
That is so bad. So bad.
And they call it a black panel radiator grill. Good grief.
350 sensors.
Jeez.
Rear axle steering.
Well, you're not taking this to a DIY
I was just going to say, that sounds
auto
like
repair
some
shop
very
to go
expensive
fix, are
repairs.
you? No, you're not.
Your mechanic is going to need a master's degree in electrical engineering to be able to work on your car.
We get this and not the Zephyr.
Yeah. And the article that I first saw the Zephyr in is we're getting some audio equivalent of the Zephyr, but not the Zephyr.
Brent just sent a link to the air vents. It's a lemon juicer.
Yes. Thanks, Brent. Good one. You nailed it. There we
Spot
go.
on. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's gimmicky. MKBHD reviewed it as well, and just in general liked it, but also pointed out all the weird gimmicks and the software is definitely not ready. Which obviously they can have time to fix, but
right
at the same time, I don't know.
That's Marcus Brownlee. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's also talked about when he compared the Mustang Mach-E to the Tesla. A lot of good things. No, the Porsche Taycan. Sorry. A lot of good things about the Porsche Taycan, but a lot of times it comes back to the infrastructure, and the charging infrastructure is so important, and Tesla has it nailed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough hurdle if you're going to go with these other other chargers, Electrify America and the other ones out there, but they're not quite up to par like the Tesla supercharger network is. So that's definitely a concern.
Yeah. He also did a video on the Remach. How do you say it? Concept One.
I don't know.
The car that Richard Hammond famously crashed and burned.
Remach, I think. Remach.
Yeah. So there was 8, and now there's 7. But somehow he got a hold of one to review. Yeah, it was interesting. But I don't know. I finally sat in a Mustang Mach-E at a espresso and exhaust, and it was actually really impressive with how comfortable it was, and I loved the UI and everything, like the infotainment. But the infotainment was slow, and that's not something you want to see on a car that's just coming out.
Mhm.
Like usually, you know, the infotainment gets slow over time with more and more updates. So that kind of makes me a little nervous. I mean, it wasn't quite like Generation 1 Model S slow, but it was still noticeably a little bit like laggy. And I guess that can be fixed, but it can also be made worse.
Yeah, my wife and I went out and checked out one. I think it was Phil Long. It was some Ford dealer. I posted about it. I've shared some pictures a few months ago, and it had the iPad type vertical infotainment. Really stood out. Wasn't integrated into the dash very well. It was just looked like it was tacked on. That was really my only thing that I could complain about. And the doors were weird. How you open the door, little thingy to open the door, but otherwise the seat, the steering wheel was fine. The seats were fine. Everything was just fine. I'd be interested in maybe getting a Mach-E, but I'd have to get it for a test drive or two to really see if I wanted one.
Yeah, and the guy who brought it said it was disappointingly slow. Granted, it was the base model, but it's just a bummer when they attach the Mustang name. I think the Mustang Mach-E GT I'm okay with because it really is a performance vehicle, just like the Mustang. But the standard Mach-E, where it's like slower than the standard base model Model Y, which is still quick by, miniature CUV standards.
Yeah, I was gonna say by SUV standards.
Yeah, but it's still like kind of disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quick question for you guys on this Mercedes, the EQS. That dashboard, is it modular, or does that whole thing need to come out if something's broke? I don't know. Do you think it's a modular piece? It's
3 separate screens, but they're all one piece, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna depend on if they used optical adhesive to join. It can be done because like the way that they do the iPhones, they like glue the 2 screens together.
But I'm just thinking of service, maintenance, repair kind of thing.
Yeah, if one of those screens goes out, they're probably
one of them goes bad. It goes blank. Is it the whole thing comes out?
Yeah,
if that's the case, then you're talking. You definitely want to be under warranty, extended warranty. You don't want to touch this outside of warranty, I wouldn't think.
Well, then you start getting into the realm of, is it cheaper to just replace the whole unit, or is it cheaper to have somebody, like pay somebody to work on it with the man hours?
Yeah.
And that would be interesting.
Although I guess if you can afford this, you're not really concerned with.
You're not concerned with that at all.
That's easier.
You're
Time
not.
is money.
Yep.
We have a very different perspective on these cars.
Yes, Steve. Think of the audience. Think of the ones who actually buying these things.
Read the room.
Not me. Yeah.
Steve's going to end up with one of these somehow. He's going to win it at some auction, and then he's going to try to figure out how to take care of it.
For some reason, I'm going to buy one of these out of warranty. I'm like, why didn't you guys tell me? Right. No.
Wow, I got this great deal on a Mercedes EQS.
Yeah.
Steve's like, yeah, the hazard lights are stuck on, but it's part of the dash, so I'm just going to leave it.
But it gets 400 miles to a charge. And if you're a passenger in the right rear, you can just tell what your temperature is and what you want it to be.
I'm wondering when they stop doing the MPGE like 110 mpge, like comparing the charge
Mhm.
2 miles per gallon. I wonder
Yeah.
when they're going to stop that. Like, at which point do we
Do they
have
still do
so
that?
many? They still do in some cases.
Does anybody understand that? Or yeah, I don't. I don't know.
I wonder when they're just going to completely do away with it.
So what do you
I
guys
guess-
think about these other EQ vehicles coming from Mercedes? Looks like
I'm
they
gonna
got an
see some of those.
SUV EQBs coming. That Vision is the Vision AVTR on the left. Is that just concept only?
I think so. Yeah, that was their one they unveiled at CES with the really wonky wheels.
Oh yeah, is that the one that can drive in like any direction?
Yeah,
The
So
wheels
do
are
you-
like suspended on magnets or something.
the van's gonna be popular in Boulder.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Now is that kind of like a Sprinter type van of delivery stuff, or is
Kinda
that
looks
a
like
It looks more minivan.
passenger type minivan thing? It looks minivanish. I
They
don't know.
say versatile, so I guess whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a food truck out of it.
Mm.
I hate how big the badges on the fronts of cars are getting. Like the new Acuras, their badges are like
Oh yeah, they're trying to be
grapefruit
Mercedes.
sized.
They're following Mercedes. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think BMW has been taking notes as well. On their
Mhm.
grill size.
Mm-hmm. What other car brands are going bigger with their logos? Not just the grill, but the logos too.
Well, and Mercedes
It-
did the badges that were LED surrounded.
And now Audi is doing that now.
I mean, it stands out.
It does.
I mean, even the Mercedes ones, I think some of them light up, don't they, at night?
Yeah, that's what Jordan was saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting stuff.
That two-tone is just ugly, though. Can't do it.
I can't unsee it now. It's like,
Maybe that was just a concept paint job. I don't know.
It's gotta be.
It just literally looks half finished.
it's terrible.
It looks like some high schooler was trying to recreate the two-tone Toyota Camry and just absolutely failed at it.
Hmm.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I'd still pick a Model S over this.
Well, if they were handing them out, I mean, if they were like, you can pick a Tesla Model S, or we will give you an EQS.
Is it a Model S?
As long as it was not two-tone, I would take it. I would take it.
Which one?
You've talked, that's the EQS.
You take the
Are you kidding?
As long as it was,
I'd take
as
it
long
and I'd
as it
wrap
was
it.
not two-tone, I'd have to.
Okay.
That's where I would stand my ground. Okay, guys, I know you're going to give me one or the other, but it can't be two-tone.
Steve, you
Sorry.
can just get it wrapped.
I think the Model S looks a lot
That's
better.
true. That's true. So, do I wrap the bottom half, or do I wrap do I wrap the top half? All right, guys. What else is out there? What else you want to talk about tonight?
I don't know what else is out there. Things I think were a little slow this week.
Seems like a little slow for car news, and
I saw some stuff about the Cadillac EVs.
I was looking, just a different topic, but Pebble Beach, their Concours event, is coming up in August. Sounds like they're finally going to have one. I don't think they had one last year because of COVID and all that stuff. But
We talked about it on the podcast. Are we going to start a GoFundMe?
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to get out there. I was thinking of maybe dragging Terry out there and checking it out.
I'm sure you'd have to work real hard to get Terry out there. He would never want to go.
He's out there in California right now and enjoying the sun and the sand.
Lucky duck.
Mm-hmm.
The future of the Land Cruiser in the U.S. is uncertain. No surprise there.
Yeah, I was doing more reading on Rivian today, as I usually do, and I didn't realize they mentioned they were going after being like a Land Rover and a Jeep as far as off-road capability, an Audi as far as quality, and a Porsche Cayenne Turbo as far as like driving dynamics. So they're setting bars for themselves, trying to be better than this like competition, like what you'd think of as far as, oh wait, what's good quality? Okay, Audi. So they're trying to match that. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens when journalists get a hold of the Rivian in its final form.
Do they have projections on how many they'll sell this year, or how many pre-orders were put in place?
I don't know. All I've really heard from pre-order news was the Cybertruck.
I think this year, 2021, is committed to pre-orders because I don't think they'll start filling orders. If I remember the article correctly, it said January of 22 is when they're planning to start taking more orders.
And talking about pre-orders, Brent, I think you mentioned you're getting a Bronco. Is that right? Can you tell us there in the comments a little bit, a few details if you got them?
Badlands edition.
Yeah, which edition? What are you getting if you're getting?
Tell me it's the cactus gray. That's the best color.
So I'm looking at motor1.com, and I'm seeing a lot of new 2022 911 GT3 reviews are coming in. I guess the embargo is lifted. So I saw one from Matt Farah, but he was just driving it, so he didn't give us his impression. But I think that was last week. I imagine now it's dropped because I'm seeing reviews all over the place. Of course, they say it's a wonderful car and go buy it.
I'm sure. If I had the money.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Brent's
Okay,
getting
Brent says a black diamond in the orange color.
Are you doing the 7-speed manual?
Did you get the Sasquatch package?
There's so many packages I have not set
Give
down.
us details.
Okay, so the two-door then?
Okay, I like the two-door.
Sure. Yeah, I think that looks the best.
That's going to be
Well,
great. I
well
love
done.
the orange. The orange colors.
Nope.
Second.
Nope to what?
Oh,
Because
so
we're
I'm going to
rattling
guess
off
he
stuff
did the
here.
10-speed automatic with the.
Well, the 7-speed was only available with the 4-cylinder, if I remember correctly.
So we got the 10-speed automatic with the twin turbo V6. Is that right? We're just going to speculate on Brent's entire build.
Keep typing, Brent. We're guessing here. We're guessing badly. But that's awesome. You got one coming though.
I would pick with the automatic just for off-roading, and if you get the automatic, you get all the dynamic or the cruise control features like automatic cruise control, whatever that is. I've never had a car with it, but it's really convenient.
Question for Brent: would you like for your vehicle to be featured in a video?
That was my next question, Matt. Thank you. But yes, Brent, if you are still here in Colorado, I know you're talking about moving sometime, but if you have it and you want to come on the podcast to tell us about the Bronco, we'd love to have you. And also, if you'd like us to maybe do a video with the Bronco, we would invite you to do that too. So that's cool. It's got to be exciting to have one of those coming in. That's very, very neat.
Yeah, I've seen so many walk around videos of the Bronco. I'm dying to see like an actual full review.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to actually sit in one and actually see how the quality of things feel.
Did they tell you, Brent, whenever you are should be getting it, yours? We heard the first ones would drop in May, but it sounded like yours was coming later or something. Is that more like September, October, or what for you? Sometime this summer. All right. I'm glad they narrowed it down for you. Gotta be patient though, right?
Vegas Ford.
All right, guys. I think we're at a good time to kind of wrap this up. So, any final thoughts before I turn it back over to John?
I will just mention the Instagram photo contest. So thank you for everyone that submitted photos to the Instagram photo contest. I think we got 213 submissions. So it's going to take us a couple days to get that narrowed down to 64 with all the admins. We had a little bit of a technical hiccup with our voting platform. So hopefully those will be up by Saturday or Sunday for voting this one. That's what I'm shooting for.
All right.
So keep an eye out for those on our Instagram story.
And how long do you plan to have that open for voting? Is it kind of it goes? Yeah, you tell me. I'm sorry.
It'll be similar. No, it's fine. It'll be similar to the calendar voting for those of you who remember that. So it'll be like a head-to-head vote. So it'll be on our Instagram story. So each one will last 24 hours, and then after that, it'll be kind of like a March Madness bracket type thing. So, whichever pair wins, then they'll go up against each other for the next day, and it'll be, I think it's 6 days total.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. I'm excited to see who's going to be the winner.
We got a lot of good photos.
Yeah, we do.
It'll be tough to choose.
It is.
And we do have a prize for the winner. Is that right?
Yes. The winner gets a car detailing package from Auto Wash.
Sweet.
The full details from that are in the original Instagram post with the rules. I can't remember off the top of my head what all was included in that, but it was like a bunch of wash supplies and detail supplies. I think it was valued at about $120.
Yep. One final thing, I almost forgot that's on me, but a sponsor post. So before I turn it over to John to wrap it up, I want to discuss our sponsor. So our sponsor is Wash Lab Detailing. It's with Vaughn Aline, and he's based out in Buena Vista, Colorado. So if you're out there in that area, he provides 10% off all Wash Lab services for Cars and Coffee members. Wash Lab is specialized in the art of paint corrections, ceramic coatings, and premium vehicle care. Vaughn has expertly crafted detail services to ensure your vehicles are meticulously serviced to perfection. He offers industry-leading warranty-backed protection via ceramic coatings with Pro Level offering self-healing capabilities against minor scratching and swirling. And he strives to deliver automotive perfection at the highest level. So you can reach him at phone 719-221-8810 or email washlabcontact@gmail.com. Or you can check him out at his website, washlabdetailing.com, and then on Facebook and IG at Washlab Detailing. His address in Buena Vista is 103 Brookdale Avenue, Buena Vista, Colorado. So that is our sponsor for today. So go check him out if you're out in the Buena Vista area and need some paint correction, some detailing on your car. Give him a call. All right, John.
We lost John. I'll close this out. Oh wait,
we got John back. So John, it is over to you, and just please wrap this up for us.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening to our podcast. We love your feedback. Stay in touch with the local car scene by visiting your favorite social media channels and searching for Colorado Cars and Coffee. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and more. That's it for us here at Colorado Cars and Coffee. See you down the road, everyone.
All right. We'll see you guys. Thanks for joining.